Okay, back again. So here we're going to talk about audience, intended audience, possible audience. Often you'll get sources which are from magazines or newspapers or books. And if you can look at the provenance of the source, let's assume we're talking about Nazi Germany and it's a newspaper. Well, the first thing we know that in 1933 most of the newspapers either self-censored themselves or were censored by the Nazi state. And the other thing we can observe is often you get newspaper sources which are not based around, or are not German. You often in exams you'll find British newspaper articles or cartoons all about Hitler, the caricatures of Hitler. So what is the importance of audience here? Well, if you can understand who the author of the source was writing for, or who they believe they were writing for, you can understand the source an awful lot better. So if we were to look at some anti-Jewish propaganda in one of the Nazi newspapers, we know that those Nazi newspapers were read to an extent by German people at large, but mainly by members of the Nazi movement, people who already believed these sorts of things. So when we look at the impact, we can say, well, this was preaching to the horribly and pleasantly anti-Semitic converted, but the extent to which it changes the minds of ordinary German people is more questionable, people who aren't already in the Nazi movement. When you're looking at papers, British newspapers and cartoons about Nazi Germany, and the lampooning of Hitler, these were not read by German people, or if they were read very, very rarely by German people, because by and large isn't possible. So these were created for a British audience who was making up their own minds about what they thought about Nazi Germany as largely negative. So the audience is really, really important here. And it's one thing in many source answers that these gets entirely neglected. So think about who the writer or the creator or the publisher or the artist is actually trying to communicate with, and then that will tell you an awful lot about what they're doing. Thanks very much. I hope you found this useful, and remember to comment below nicely, hopefully, and subscribe, and there are more videos that'll be useful to you as history students on the way on a daily and hopefully regular basis. Thanks. Bye bye.